mission at Creative Europe is to ensure that films travel, that they find the audience outside of their country of origin. So how can we make this happen? It starts with you. We help you develop the skills and establish connections that will enable you to produce for the international market. We support 60 international training programs, some of which are dedicated specifically to documentary, and you'll be hearing from them today. Then we offer you funding, and you will also hear from the producers who successfully accessed this funding in the past. We also create an environment where it is easier for you to meet decision makers and funders from other countries, and importantly also your collaborators from other countries. We support a range of co-production forums, pitching events and markets where you have that opportunity to meet people from other countries. Finally, when the films are made, we help them reach the audience by supporting distributors, cinemas, online distribution platforms and festivals, and you will hear from them today as well towards the end of the day.
I always say this thing, which is, I think documentaries give you an invoice at the end, and fiction films give you the invoice at the beginning. Because a lot of people just grab a camera and start doing docs, and then they find themselves, in the edit room where you can't just keep doing it on your own. But with the media grant, I realized that actually that thing, which I always kind of complain about, was reversed. Because when you actually have funds to develop a documentary project, the way you can deepen the film and actually program your whole production becomes a different story. Because the moment an institution believes in you, another institution will believe in you, another broadcaster, so things are going to pile up, because that's how we make films, as a collective work and a collective experience.
What I do believe in, and that new trend is clearly visible on the continent, it's the increasing importance of bilateral or multilateral co-productions, producer-to-producer relationships. They become the key to a potential success, because they open the door to national and regional film funds outside the UK, and also allow documentaries to find a more international audience. And isn't that what we make documentaries for? We organize workshops and pitching sessions. We do it either ourselves, like in Thessaloniki or in Lisbon. And we also do increasingly online pitches, which means you don't have to travel, you don't have to pay for a hotel, you don't have to pay for meals. You sit at home and you can pitch to what we consider the best commissioning editors or financiers.
My name is Fleur Kosker. I work for the Scottish Documentary Institute, and I'm a project manager and a producer. I was selected to the Eurodoc program last year, and it was an absolutely incredible experience, not just having the project workshopped, but also myself as a producer. And I think it's absolutely essential to have that time where you can talk freely with your peers, where you can share your doubts, and because producing can be a pretty lonely activity. The project I'm working on was also selected to the Meat Market at Sheffield Docfest last year. Having all these decision makers and all these experts in the same room for 2 days makes it a lot easier for us producers, because we can really talk to who we want and who we need.
I think the European dimension is really important. You don't get funding from one source anymore. Those days are sadly gone unless you find some incredibly wealthy benefactor. You have to piece it together. But how much better to be in an environment with other like-minded people with projects they feel passionate about, and you benefit from that collaboration.
It's very important to understand what the film festival will do for your film. The section where your film will be put. Because sometimes it's very interesting to be in Rotterdam or in Cannes or in IDFA, or in Locarno, but if your film is completely invisible, it's useless. Sure. It's better to be in a film festival which is a bit smaller, but it will have a review on Cahiers du Cinéma or in whatever media.
Make some noise.
Or Sight and Sound.
Yeah.
If you're pitching a history project, you're pitching in front of, let's say, 50, 60 specialized history commissioners. And they're not coming only from France, they're coming from Germany, they're coming from Asia, they're coming from the United States, they're coming from all over the world. And that's how we could actually help them, because our decision makers, when they come to Sunnyside, they come to see those dogs and they invest in those dogs.
Creative Europe is helping people understand how other country works and facilitating co-production, facilitating cooperation massively. Because I think if you don't know exactly how people work in other countries, it's very difficult. And I think that's what those training programs do. They put people in touch and they allow you to share your experience in your own country. They're absolutely essential.